Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. So in this video, we will do something pretty different than what we normally do. We will take a look at my very first public analysis. So 4 years ago, I started to post some analysis on TradingView. I was still a very beginner trader at that time. I was not even really profitable, I think, if I remember correctly. But I was posting ideas, just for fun and to share with other people what I was doing and kind of my journey to learn how to trade. And I just thought that it would be really fun to go back with you guys and look at these ideas. So just before that we get into it, as always guys, please leave a like under the video. I think that it will be a very fun one and I would just really appreciate it. And also make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel if it's not already done. So let's get into it. So as you guys can see here, I have my TradingView account. This is still the same account that I'm using today, but I'm not posting public analysis anymore. But I was doing that basically 4 years ago. So as you guys can see, the first one was on July 7, 2016. So it was about 4 years ago. And at that time, I had been learning how to trade for 6 to 12 months, something like that. So I have almost 5 years in total of experience, but at that time it was more, 12 months that I was into it. And as I said, I was not really even profitable, if I remember correctly, at that time, because I think I became profitable after 15 months of trading. So a little bit after this kind of period where I was posting on TradingView. And yeah, so this is an important lesson as well that you guys can learn. Just because someone is posting a analysis on TradingView doesn't mean that they're a good trader, right? I was doing that and I was not really good, right? Like you will see, but it's pretty horrible. Like it burns my eyes when I see my analysis of 4 years ago. But I think that it will be really just interesting to go over them with you guys, kind of see, the evolution, see where I started at. And yeah, so this was really the beginning of my journey. These are really the oldest, I think, screenshots that I have of my trades. And yeah, so let's just get into them. So first one, July 7, 2016. So let's see what we have. US oil long. All right, so I was looking at buying this. And okay, so so this was the analysis. So I had this trend and I was like strong rejection. Yeah, maybe. We had some divergence on the RSI. So you see, this is actually pretty good. The RSI is actually an important tool that I still use today in my trading. But the overall analysis and the overall idea, maybe not the best. Can we see if it worked? Oh no, okay, it's too old, so we cannot see it if the analysis actually played out or not. But that was the analysis, so I don't think that it's a particularly good analysis. Just like I said, I was really new, I was just learning, I was trying something, I was just, on the process of becoming a trader. And at the end of this video, I will also explain you guys what I think we can learn from this and what I think that you can basically, avoid. Because at the time I was, of course, doing a lot of mistakes because I was not really good. I did not really know what I was doing. So I will try to explain some of the lessons that you guys can take away from this. But yeah, so this is not really good, but that was the first one. All right, after that, NZD USD, very nice. Okay, so I was looking at some harmonic patterns. That is not a tool that I use anymore in my trading. I was playing around with this. And yeah, this just does not really make sense. I don't know if this worked or not, but just the overall analysis it's really not good, so I think we can skip this one as well. Nothing much more to say. I don't think that harmonic patterns are a very good trading pattern, so I would just avoid doing that as best as possible. All right. Oh, another US oil long. I don't know why I was so focused on oil back in the day. Okay, so I was looking at a double bottom. So this is also not a pattern that I use in my trading. That's not really reliable. And we actually broke here the low. Yeah, we did broke, as you guys can see. So I think I was really trying to look for something that is not even there on the chart. Now we had divergence on the RSI, which once again is good. But beside that, there's really nothing else. Like the only reason here that I could see of why this could go up would be the RSI, but of course that's not enough. I'm not going to take a trade just because of one reason. So that's really not good as well. Yeah, let's continue. Another USL. All right. Okay, so you see this already looks better, all right? So it's still, very different from what I'm doing in, of course, how I trade, but it's already looking much better. We had a nice down move. We were kind of, falling to go lower. It was really, really slow. So we were making a channel and we had divergence on the other side, which was confirming this overall direction. We broke out. I was looking for a little pullback. And if we were to get this pullback, I could look for a buying opportunity. So you see, this is already much better, all right, than the, the first few analyses that we saw. So let's see if the other ones are good. I don't know if they will get better. I really did not take a look at these analysis. I wanted to do it live with you guys in this video. So let's continue. Gold short, break the trend plus double top. All right. Yeah, no, that's that's not really good. Simply because this could just be a temporary pullback and we could go back up. Just because this rejected 2 times here doesn't really mean much. And this trend line, according to the rules that I have in my trading, it's not even valid. So yeah, that's not a very good analysis. I was looking at a potential down move here. Can we see now if it happened? No, we really cannot see. Maybe that if we see some higher time frame chart, maybe that we'll be able to see, because it's just that TradingView doesn't stock these charts forever. So since this was in 2016, 4 years ago, it's too old to basically see what happened. But if we get a higher time frame chart, we might be able to see it. But yeah, so once again, that's not a really good analysis. So let's continue. Oh my lord, what is that? All right. So you see here, one thing that is interesting is that I was starting to look at some wave principles. And if you guys know a little bit about my trading, well, that is basically one of the main concepts that I work around, impulses, corrections, and things like that. And so I was starting to look at that. We had an impulse, a correction, an impulse, a correction, an impulse, and then I was looking at the 5-wave retracement, I guess. So, an impulse, a correction, an impulse. And here, if we were to get another correction back to this level, then I was looking at the potential down move. So, I mean, this could make sense. We even had, a potential trend here that would come in place, and this level there, and a fib level. So, I mean, I understand, what I was looking at. So this is also a little better than most of the other analysis, but even there, that's not really how I trade nowadays. But I guess that it makes sense, and if I had follow a plan like this back in the day, maybe that I could have been profitable, I don't know, because I was kind of just trying different things and just searching for what was working. But yeah, that was kind of the idea and what I was doing back in the days. So let's continue. Okay, here we have a gold. Oh, okay, so that's a daily chart. So we'll see if we can look at what happened after that. So here, kind of the same idea. I was looking at, impulses and corrections, and we had the trend and we had this level. So maybe that we could just hold there and go back up to a bigger zone. So let's see if this actually happened. Okay, well, we did go up a little bit, but then we started to break down. So this did not play out at 100%, but I mean, the idea was fine, I guess. That's not, once again, the way, that I count the moves and the waves and things like that. It's very different, from what I'm doing, but I think it's funny. In this way here is not even good. This is actually the correction, not just this part. So a lot of mistakes on this chart once again, but that's normal. I was just at the very beginning of the journey, and I was really just trying to understand, like at that time I was a real beginner. I was just, looking around on the internet. I don't know if I had met my mentors back in that time, the people who I've learned from and the people who kind of put me in the right direction. So I don't know if I was in contact with them. Maybe that I became in contact with them when I started to implement some other tools, because we can see the analysis kind of evolving as we go by. So maybe, but I'm really not sure. It's like 4 years ago, so I don't remember exactly. Oh my god, what is this? What is this, bro? GBP USD buy setup. What is this rectangle, first of all? Why is there a huge rectangle in front of the chart, Oh my god, what do we have here? Oh, we have another rectangle, and we have another one. Oh, all right, now I can see what I was looking at, the potential head and shoulder, I guess. Once again, this is not a tool that I use in my trading. That's not a pattern that I look at. It's very not reliable. I would never advise anyone to trade these patterns. I think it's just way too basic, and all the retail traders that are starting out just like I was are looking at these patterns, so it's just not good. It's way too simplified to be a good trading process. There are some explanation here, and it was the same for the other trades. I don't think they're super hold on, what did I just see? Sorry if there's some mistakes. But English is not my main language, and I'm trying my best to avoid the mistakes. That's so cute. That is so cute, because yeah, as you guys know, English is not my first language. My first language is French, and I remember that at that time 4 years ago, I was really not good in English. Nowadays I think I'm pretty decent. I mean, I can express myself pretty freely. I think we can say that. I'm not too sure, but I can express myself correctly, we could say. And I don't have that many problems. But back in the day, I was horrible in English, like horrible. I was not even able to just align few words, because the primary school I went to, or elementary, I think we say, was really not a good school. High school was better, right? It was a private school, which is where I met my mentors and blah, 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 if you guys know a little bit about my story. But elementary school was not very good. So I basically started to learn English when I was like 12 years old. And, normally it would have been much earlier. Of course, we had English classes, but I mean, it was so shit that I was really learning nothing, So I really started, very, very far away in terms of English. And because of all the videos, because of all the books, all the videos that I've watched and things like that, I became, decent in English. But thank God, because at that time it was really horrible. So it was just like my trading, horrible, basically. So let's continue. Okay, so you see this is already, a little better as well, than some of the other analysis. I mean, I was looking at this up move, very, very slow. We got a breakout. If we were to get a correction here, we might expect some downside. Can we see what happened? No, we can't. But yeah, so I mean, this is already a little better. The only problem with these kind of trades is that the risk reward ratio always seems very bad. So I don't know if I was really even considering this back then, but it doesn't really look good because of that. Here we have a gold short. So yeah, kind of the same idea. I was looking at a potential break here of the trend, and if we were to break the trend, then we could get a correction here and maybe a continuation. All right, this seems already a little better, than this, for example, or this, right? And the last one here, AUD USD short. So once again, I was looking at head and shoulder. We had a break. I was looking at the correction here and then a continuation. All right, so these are all the analysis that there is on my TradingView account. These are still public, so if you guys want to check this out by yourself, you can. I will let them there. I don't really care. And I think that it's actually very interesting, because it shows the process. It shows the journey, right? At that time, I was not profitable, or I was maybe starting to be, but it was still, very not clear. And I had no really structured or plan that I was following. It was kind of all over the place, and I was just trying different things to try to understand the markets. But we can see the journey, like we all start from this, that's what I want to explain you guys and really make you realize. We all start at zero. 5 years ago, I did not even know what trading was. 4 years ago, I was not even able to make a really good and proper analysis that even makes sense. We all start somewhere. We all start at the very, very bottom, and you make your way up. You continue to work, you put in the hours, you never give up, you just keep going, and eventually it gets better, right? And I think that few months after this period, this is when I started to see some results and became a little more consistent. Now, it was really not that great, I was not like a professional few months after this, but it was starting to get better. And then the next summer, it was better than this, of course. And then 2 summers after, it was also better. And year after year after year, I was getting better. And here I am today being a full-time trader. So it's really important that you guys just believe in yourself and keep working. We all start from, this, like this is a great example of what a new retail trader is trying to do, right? Just trying to understand the market, trying to make sense of what we're looking at, even if we don't understand anything, but this is what I was doing back in the day. And I think that this is very interesting. Now, one thing as well that we can learn from this is that if we look at all of these trading ideas, the main problem that I see, yes, of course, the analysis is not really good, just like I said, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. But another problem is that there's no structure, right? There's no plan, there's no system that I was following. It was always different, you know? Here I was trading like a rejection of a trend. Here I was trying harmonics. Here I was trading double bottoms. Here I was trading pullbacks, and you know, it was all over the place. I had no structure, no trading plan, and all the trades were different. Nowadays in my trading, all my trades are pretty much the same thing. You know, I have a plan, I have a system that I follow all the time, and that's it. You know, it's really that simple. I don't go away from my system because it works. It has been proven to work for a long time for me, so I will stick to the system, right? There's no reason for me to try to do something else or whatever. Of course, I'm always trying to improve and to learn, but at the same time, sticking to the system is really important. At that time, I had no plan, no structure, no system. I was just learning so many different tools, you know, support, resistance, moving averages, Elliott wave, trend lines, RSI, double bottoms. Like, I was looking at so many different things, and I was just trying to make sense out of all of these tools and implement them in my trading. And so I think that this is one of the main reasons why it was not working. I just didn't have any system, you know. There was nothing really, you know, strong enough to support these trading ideas and really make them work. It was just, you know, a little bit random, and yeah, it really wasn't good, you know. And this comes back to what I was talking about in my YouTube video that I posted yesterday, right? If you guys watched my last video, I was basically talking about how important it was to have a system, to know what you're doing, know what you're looking for, and always follow kind of the same structure and really have rules that you can just work around with. And so here, well, that's really not what I was doing. You know, I was just trying to understand the markets, but of course it was not really successful. Also, I don't understand why I was using this background color. Like, why do I have a light green background? It looks so horrible. Like, oh my God. You know, after that I switched to white. I was maybe tired of the green background, but I mean, it really wasn't good, you know. So yeah, it really brings back a lot of memories. I remember, you know, when I was doing that, and yeah, it's crazy, you know, just to see the evolution, see the process. If you guys are at the beginning of your journey, I also suggest you, you know, to keep track of your analysis, keep track of your trades, of your progress, because when you will get good results, it will be just very nice, you know, to look back at the beginning and see how far you came from, and you will just be more motivated to continue, you know. So if I was doing that 4 years ago, if now I'm a full-time trader, it just goes to show you guys that everything is possible, and that if you want to become a good trader and maybe do this full-time as well, you can achieve it, you know. I was really bad 4 years ago, and now it's working amazing for me, right? So we can all achieve great results. It just comes back to never giving up, you know, continue working, continue learning, and yeah, you know, it's just a constant journey. You just need to appreciate the journey, you know. It's amazing, you know. The destination at the end of the day is not the most fun part. What's really fun and what's really nice is this, you know, the journey, right? Becoming better and just getting on your game and always staying focused and believing in yourself, you know. And yeah, that's amazing, you know. So I'm really it really brings back a lot of memories, you know. I'm a little bit nostalgic when I look at these charts, and yeah, so I just hope that you guys enjoyed this video. For me, it was really fun to show you guys this and, you know, just come back on these analysis. So if you did enjoy this video, a little more light and entertaining than usual, just leave a like. I would really appreciate it, and you can also share this video around. That would mean a lot to me. So on that, take care, trade with care, manage money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.